Cheryl Lynn here at the Marina Equestrian Center with Horsing Around, and today we're going to cover saddle care, so cleaning and conditioning your saddle. This is one of the most expensive pieces of equipment that you're going to have when you own a saddle, and so it's really important to make sure you take good care of it so you get many years of use, and also for safety reasons. You want to make sure that your leather's not cracking, etc. So when I go to clean my saddle, I start by dusting it off, just getting some of the dust off first with a rag. And then we have a couple products that we can use. You can use leather cleaner. I like the liquid form. It's just easier and it doesn't tend to bind up in the tooling of the saddle. So you just kind of spray on and wipe off. And with the spray, the one thing you just want to be careful when you're cleaning your leather is to try to avoid saturating the stitching on the saddle, because over time, if it's saturated, the stitching can break. And so what I like to do is just to spray it kind of away from the stitching and then rub it in. So that. Soft cloth, and that's going to pick up a lot of the dirt and the dust and the grime that gets in there. You could also use a toothbrush if you have hard to reach spots, you know, to kind of get that in there, an old toothbrush. And here you can see like a lot of dirt in the corner, so some places might be a little hard for me to reach with my towel, so I might do that. Kind of get that liquid soap in there, and then I want to make sure to dry it, especially by the stitching. And usually when I'm cleaning a saddle, I'll do it in parts, so a little part at a time, just so I don't lose my place. Just finish this area here. You can also spray it onto your cloth if you wanted and work it in that way. So, this is called tooling, and you can see the design in the leather. And look at the way it shines there. The one part you do not want to spray any kind of soap on this portion. This is called rough out. And if you were to spray on here, it's just going to flatten it. So you want it to retain its fluffiness. It almost works as chaps when you're riding, so it kind of gathers your legs. It sticks you into the saddle more. So do not spray anything on the rough out part. You can, if you see cracking the underneath of the rough out, you're welcome to clean that part. So you can do that, but not the top. This is the smooth side of the rough out. This is the top. Cleaning rough out, you can just take a brush. It could either be a wire brush or a brush like this. And you just want to go in circles, and you can see the dust coming off with you just using circles with this brush here. And it'll also fluff up your rough out so that it's nice and soft. The same goes for the seat. This is suede or rough out, so you don't want to be putting any product on these areas. You see it start to shine here too as I'm cleaning some of that dust. And usually it's good to clean your saddle or your tack, you know, every few months. I have to admit I'm guilty of not always doing that, but to at least clean it. And then you can also check. This is my latigo, so it might need to be cleaned as well. You don't want it to crack, because if the latigo cracks, then it could break while you're riding, and that could be dangerous. So So I'm not going to bore you with cleaning the whole saddle, but you can see already how much better it's looking. So after I clean my saddle with the liquid soap, sometimes the saddle's going to need to be conditioned. And one of the best products for conditioning a saddle is called Neat's Foot. Neat's Foot oil or conditioner. This is a conditioner. And you just want to, this we're going to lay on kind of thickly. Shake it up. And we're going to kind of just, sometimes when I've had saddles that were really dry, I just paint it on with like a paintbrush. And with the conditioner, you want to let it soak in. So you don't want to rub it off right away. You just want to kind of get it into the leather. And put a coat of it on. And let it sit. So I'll usually let it sit anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And then when that's done, then I'll come in and buff it out. And I can show you that later. Once again, you're not putting any of this product on the suede or the rough out of the saddle, if your saddle has rough out or suede. So another thing that I can clean when I clean my saddle is any of the silver on it. And believe it or not, some people use toothpaste to clean the silver on their saddles, and it works. But I happen to have some silver cream, so I'm just going to use that. And this is my horn poncho. So I'm going to rub that in. And here's a little silver here. You can add a little water to your sponge if it's too dry. And then I'm going to come back in with a dry cloth and rub the silver cleaner off. Sometimes you can rinse it with a sponge too, that helps a little bit. And it takes some of that patina or that green off of your silver. So like that. And now I'm going to go over the areas where I put the conditioner on. Once it's kind of soaked into the leather, I can just go back in and just kind of buff it out because I don't want it to leave any residue. And so you can see the difference. And it really is important that you take care of your tack because it's not cheap. And you can see the difference on this side versus this side. I did not clean, I'll show you. So the before and after. So I hope you learned something new today, and I appreciate you tuning in here at Marina Equestrian Center with Horsing Around. Bye for now.